Hey guys, this is Saf WB777 here, and going to do a continuation of 2012 pay-per-view reviews. And today we're going to look at, or we're going to do a review of WWE Over the Limit 2012 on Blu-ray. As you can see from the cover there, you got Randy Orton, really simple, nice looking cover there. Really getting the vibe from that cover. Really nice logo, over the Limit logo as well. Really good stuff there. And yeah, this was held at the I believe a new arena. I'm not too sure, renamed arena in North Carolina. I'm not too sure what the arena was. The arena is called, or wherever wherever it is, something like North Carolina basically. And yeah, this was coming hot off pay-per-view was coming hot off Extreme Rules 2012, and WWE did a good job of continuing impressive pay-per-view offerings after Extreme Rules, or since the beginning of the year. And the main rivalry going into this pay-per-view is between John Laurinaitis and John Cena, and that will be the main event in a sort of no disqualification match, and which we'll go into a bit later. It's pretty much the back there you got there. And yeah, the first match of the night was a open 20-man open People Power Battle Royal. Christian would win that, kicking off the pay-per-view with Christian winning the Battle Royal, which was a really good start to pay-per-view. And he would, the winner would either challenge Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes or United States Champion Santino Marella. And when Christian won the Battle Royal, it looked like he would challenge Santino Marella for the United States Championship, but you will find out later he didn't, and which I'll talk about again later as well. And yeah, it's pretty decent start, pretty good start to the pay-per-view. And yeah, the next match was a tag team championship match between tag team champions Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. This is a really good tag team match, back and forth. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth was having a I don't know when they won the championship. I think there was beliefs sometime before WrestleMania they won the tag team titles. I'm not too sure. They looked really impressive. I really like that team. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, another good team as well. Both teams had really good chemistry. Obviously they would face off previously in 2011 at Vengeance and Hell in a Cell 2011, so this is the third time they face off, I believe. And yeah, it was a really good match, back and forth. And the ending came where I believe Kofi Kingston did his finishing move on Dolph Ziggler or Jack Swagger, I believe, and he would pick up the win, and they would retain the championship in a really good match there. Really enjoyed that match, really back and forth and a really fast-paced style match. Next match we had was the Fatal 4-Way match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sheamus, World Heavyweight Champion, versus Randy Orton versus Alberto Del Rio versus Chris Jericho. Yeah, this is really good Fatal 4-Way match. Really back and forth. This one, everyone involved in the match had their moments. Everyone did their finishing move. It was really back and forth. Really. At times it was really edge of the seat stuff. At times it looked like all three competitors would win the World Heavyweight Championship. I believe Randy Orton was looked like a heavy favourite to win the title. He looked like one of the main people that would win the title. Even Chris Jericho, had a possibility of chance of winning the title. But Sheamus would go on to retain the title after doing the white noise, or I believe the bow kick on Chris Jericho. No, it was the white noise he did on Chris Jericho, and he would pick up the win and retain the championship. Sheamus also looked impressive in a really good match. Probably say easily the second best match of the night, the Fatal 4-Way Heavyweight Championship match. And yeah, the next match was Brodus Clay versus The Miz. The start of the match was pretty funny with Miz's dance or attempt at doing the Michael Jackson style type of dance, which was really funny. And yeah, the match was sort of nothing really too special there. Brodus Clay would pick up the win doing his what the funk move or splash on Miz, and he would continue on his role of winning squash type of matches. And yeah, the next match we had was the Intercontinental Championship match. Christian would challenge Cody Rhodes. There's segment backstage segment involving Eve Torres and Cody Rhodes, where Cody Rhodes was talking about how Christian is not really worthy of challenging a champion like Cody Rhodes. Christian heard that and he changed his mind. He challenged Cody Rhodes, and the match was sort of so and so, and nothing really happened in the match. Other than that Christian would win the match, and he would win the Intercontinental Championship for the 4th time in his career. So that was a really good moment, just to see Christian return at the pay-per-view after about a few months out, or about 3, 4, 5 months out, and just to see him pick up the win and win the Intercontinental Championship was a really good moment. And I would have just watched the match just to see Christian win the Intercontinental Championship. But other than that, match wasn't anything too special. It was just short and it was to the point. And the match after that we had was Camacho versus Ryback. No, sorry, it was CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Now this is probably easily the match of the year, easily match of the year and easily the match of the night. Two really fantastic competitors and a really, really 5-star match. It's absolutely fantastic. Just the pace, the setting of the match, the moves, the back and forth, the submissions both men did. Everything, the match flowed really, really well, and it absolutely behold and a treat to watch that match. It was a really easily 5-star match there. 5-star match, and who would have thought Daniel Bryan and CM Punk would main event a pay-per-view for the WWE Championship. And the promo before the match, even CM Punk pointed out that if someone told Vince McMahon 10 years ago that CM Punk and Daniel Bryan would main event a pay-per-view for the WWE title, he'd be like, what the fuck? Oh, sorry, he'd be like, what? He would be like, what? And both deserve to main event the pay-per-view main event for the WWE Championship, and they just gave it all a really fantastic match. And the ending came where I believe Daniel Bryan had the yes lock on CM Punk, and he put the submission on for quite some time, and then I think CM Punk sort of countered it, and Daniel Bryan's shoulders were both were on the Daniel Bryan's shoulders were down on the mat, and ref counted 1, 2, 3, and then about a few seconds later that CM Punk would tap out, but it looked like CM Punk had won the match before he even tapped out. So they did it like an angle where they would probably wanted to continue with the rivalry. So Daniel Bryan said that he made CM Punk tap out, so he should have been the champion, but CM Punk retained the championship. Easily 5-star match. They're really fantastic. I'm going to watch that match again sometime in a few weeks. Next match we had was obviously 2-1 handicap match. Ryback against some two jobbers. Nothing really there to talk about. Ryback continuing with his streak. And the main event was you had a Divas Championship match between Layla and Beth Phoenix. Layla doing her first title defense after winning the championship at Extreme Rules against Nikki Bella. And this is a really good Divas match, probably one of the better Divas match of the year. Really back and forth, good storytelling there. Layla would pick up the win doing her finishing move, neck breaker, which looks pretty devastating. She would retain the championship. And the main event, John Laurinaitis versus John Cena. And why this was the main event, I have no idea, because CM Punk and Daniel Bryan deserved the main event after their 5-star classic match. But it was the main event, and it was a one-sided match. Obviously, John Cena dominated the match. It was more sort of like a comedy match. John Laurinaitis didn't really put any offense in, but ending came where Big Show came out. John Laurinaitis ran away ran out the arena, and Big Show would grab him and take him back to the ring, and it looked like the John Cena would pick up the win before, because he was going to do the attitude adjustment on John Laurinaitis, but Big Show KO'd John Cena, and which turned Big Show heel. After he was fired by John Laurinaitis on the Raw before the pay-per-view. Big Show did the KO, and it looked like Big Show did the KO punch, and he turned heel, and the process John Laurinaitis paying John Cena, and he would win the match and continue with the people power thing that was going on at the time. And the main event was pretty bad, to be honest. It was a pretty funny match, but it didn't deserve to be the main event because the match was pretty much a joke. And yeah, I give the pay-per-view probably about 8 out of 10. The Fatal World Heavyweight Championship match and the WWE Championship matches, two matches that are really worth checking out. The WWE Championship match, easy match of the year. I would really recommend picking this pay-per-view to watch that match alone. So if you have the chance, or just watch that match, CM Punk Daniel Bryan WWE Championship, it's just a classic match there. And yeah, this has been my review of Over the Limit 2012. Again, with the Blu-rays, you get Blu-ray exclusives. You get John Cena confronts John Laurinaitis. You got Triple H addresses the Brock Lesnar situation after Brock Lesnar broke his arm. That promo. You get CM Punk versus Kane, which was a really good TV match there between Kane and CM Punk in a non-title match. And you got John Laurinaitis disagrees with the board of directors. That promo where he obviously disagreed the board of directors' decision to make the match where no one interfered in the main event. Yeah, so that's been my review of Over the Limit 2012 on Blu-ray. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll see you again, and stay safe.